Okay, Justin, so we're going to talk about our software for computer shops. We've got a few businesses in this space, and we found out that they have kind of a pretty specialty need, don't they, in terms of the software they want to run in their businesses.
Yeah, they do. Anywhere from, tracking service jobs or repair jobs, passing on recurring invoices or billing for certain services they offer, and yeah, anything in between, really.
And the typical computer shop for us is going to be kind of an independent shop, local, small business retailer, probably owned and run by the same person or a family.
Yeah,
Uh,
correct.
and that's very much the model we're in. Can you take us into the software and give us a sense for what this software can do for them?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just share my screen here.
Excellent.
Cool. So you can see the software.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Look,
So
only a
this
small
it's called
thing.
it's called Retailer. That's our point of sale software.
It is, yeah. Yeah. And look, just while we're on this screen, only a small thing, but this screen is customizable. Now, the reason I say it is because most of our computer repair shops, sorry, they obviously do repairs and servicing. So they might have a workshop where they've just got retailer running for just the repair side of things. So you can customize the screen and sort of remove everything else.
Yep.
And then obviously you've got your register computers where you might just want the staff to be able to access the point of sale screen, the customer screen. And then you've got your back office where you might do, your quotes and invoices and so forth. So you can customize that screen per terminal.
So I've got
Uh,
complete control over this screen that you had in front of me just then.
that's exactly right. Yeah, yeah. And that customization does flow into the point of sale screen as well.
Yep.
So I've got what we call hotkeys over here. So these can be linked to any, stock item, any sub menu, or any, functionality within the software as well. So obviously I mentioned repairs, quote and invoice and a couple of other things. So we'll bring up a couple of items. So firstly, I've got this item here, and I'll bring up this item because I want to show you a couple of things here. So firstly, you can have images that assist you in the point of sale screen,
Yep.
just so you know you're selling the correct item. But the other advantage of having the images within your database is the online e-commerce integration as well. So we'll push across all the images associated with this particular item. So every time you update an image, it'll obviously reflect those changes on your e-commerce platform.
So I can put the products into the point of sale software with descriptions, with images, and that flows automatically to Shopify or WooCommerce or BigCommerce or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, or Magento is the other one as well.
Excellent.
Just a small thing as well, you can restrict the sales to some customers like the ability to be able to sell into negative. Some customers don't. So you can turn that on and off as you please. I've just got it turned on there. Another thing I
Right,
wanted
and
to
that's
show you.
that selling to negative could be where they might even be pre-selling something they know is coming in, so they haven't built up their inventory at that point.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So that way you've obviously got the ability to do that. And as I said, you can turn it on if you don't want staff
Yep.
to be able to, or you can password protect it as well. And then the main thing is the serial number tracking. So you'll see here, I've got two of these in stock. It's got the arrival date of each with a different serial number. So you can sort of flag it to have either serial numbers added when you're arriving the stock, or you can simply add it in on the fly. I always tell customers to sort of add it in at the time of arrival because in that way the staff can just basically select it from the list. It just reduces that human error of manually typing in the serial number as you're selling it. Um,
Excellent.
and the beauty about showing the arrival date here is you can get rid of the older stock first.
Yep.
So if they were to bring this up and you can see one arrived obviously later than that, you can go and get that one off the shelf and sell the older stock.
Yep. Excellent.
Um, so basically, when I sell these particular items, you can assign these to customers, and that way you've got all their historical info. Really handy for if you're servicing or repairing those items as well. That way you've got all the serial numbers associated with that item. You can send it to quote and invoice as well. So if I select this customer, I'm just going to choose a customer here. We've got a quoting and invoicing facility. So if you know the customer wants a quote from the start, so typically our computer shops will, maybe quote new schools that are popping up or libraries or whatever it might be. So you can go into that facility and do a quote straight from there. Otherwise, sometimes you might scan all the products in the point of sale and the customer says, "Hey, can you print me out a quote for that?" Rather than scanning them all in, through the quote and invoice, you can simply just send it across using the park sale here. So I can go send a
Sorry,
quote and
so
invoice.
with this quote though, it's creating a quote for me that goes and sits over here. and then it doesn't become like a sale until the customer says, I want to go ahead with the quote.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. And there's even a step in the middle of it. So this is obviously a quote stage.
Yep.
Before you actually invoice a customer, you can actually reserve the stock by turning it into a pro forma. So
Yep.
rather than invoicing it, obviously, if you want to order that stock in, you want the stock to come out of stock without actually invoicing the customer. So you can actually have that middle stage, which is a pro forma as well.
Okay. Yep.
And then you've got full capabilities over obviously the quote details, how you want to discount those items, whether on a particular discount profile. So it might be a school or a library or a government or whatever it might be, and they might get a certain percentage off all the items there. That will automate the discount based on their profile as well.
Excellent. Okay.
Um, One other thing I wanted to show you, just while we're in the point of sale screen, is if I bring up this item here, and I'll just sell this particular item just so you can see an example of the receipt.
Yep.
But with receipts, we can do, thermal A4, A5, or we can even do soft copies, whether that be SMS or email as well. But a couple of things here. So when I've sold this particular gaming laptop, you'll see that I can pass on specifications for that laptop as well.
Yep.
So I've passed on specs for it, but if you wanted to pass on, warranty info, product info, whatever it might be, you can pass that on through customers' receipts and invoices.
Okay. And when you say a soft copy, so I can receive that as an email or whatever, the receipt.
That's exactly right. Yeah, yeah, SMS or email as well. And I obviously mentioned you can pass things on via receipts and invoices.
Yep.
That's just via text. But if you do want to pass on PDF booklets, whether it be data sheets or whatever it might be, if you email that copy to the customer, it can attach that PDF associated with that item.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay.
The other thing I wanted to show you is what we call manufactured goods. Now you'll see here, this is a custom PC that I've made.
Why do
You'll
we call it
see.
manufactured goods? I mean, I'm not a manufacturer. I don't run a factory. I'm not making stuff. Uh,
Well, look, well, if you're making custom PCs, you are. So basically,
okay.
what this does is it's a facility that allows you to track each individual component that makes up that custom PC. So the system will still allow you to sell all of these individual components, but every time you sell the actual custom PC, it would subtract the quantity of those components that make up that custom PC.
So I can sell the individual items, or I can sell the manufactured item, and it tracks the use of all of those individual items going into making that.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And there's a couple of smarts about this. You'll see all the different settings down the bottom here, but the one I wanted to highlight was this auto recalculate when either the cost or sell price of a component changes. Now, what that's basically saying is if I've got four manufactured goods that each have the same component, that component might change its cost price or sell price rather than going through individually and finding each, I guess, custom make that has that component in it. It will automatically change the retail price accordingly.
So, I'm a local computer shop, and I know that in my area there's an item that kind of sells pretty well. So I might set up a manufactured good for that item, and I call it, Barry's Computer Shop Special.
Hmm.
And as the price of the components change, it's taking care of me here and managing the price of the item based on those price adjustments of the components.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And as I said, like if you've got 10 of these or 20 of these, that way you're not going through individually and
Yeah.
working out where
Okay.
that component is in certain makes.
Yep, that's cool.
Yeah. Um, Another thing which I can bring up the screen, but doesn't really is the recurring invoices. So basically what
Even
this
if it's not
does.
a great thing to show, does
No, look, there's not much to
representation.
show at all. It's basically just telling you how it
If we
works.
explain it, it's going to be for like businesses that might resell Microsoft licenses or something like that.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So if you're passing on, billing for Microsoft 365 or server storage space, or whatever it might be, you can set that up as recurring invoices. So you set your frequencies. So basically, if you've got it weekly or fortnightly, that will automate the billing to that particular customer.
Excellent. Excellent.
Cool. The other thing is repairs. So we call it, yeah, workshop. So I guess, repairs or service jobs or whatever it might be. I mentioned if you sell a particular item and associate that with a particular customer, you'll have all that historical info.
Mhm.
So having that helps you. So that's to say that customer brings in that notebook in 6 months' time and they want a service or a repair on it. At least you'll be able to grab that item straight away. So if you click on next here, see how you got the select stock. So if
Yeah,
you selected the customer, that will list all the stock that's been purchased by that customer from you.
right.
Otherwise, if they're just bringing it in on the fly, they didn't purchase it from you in the past, that's absolutely fine. You can just come down here, what type of item's getting repaired. Let's just say it's a notebook. You can either have drop-down menus, or you can just free write whatever info you want. So these are all customizable, these templates.
Mhm.
But I've got brand, model, warranty, serial number, and so forth as well.
Yep.
Handy also, like if they were to bring in their charger cable or, notebook bag or whatever it might be, you can just have, or you can flag it to say, yep, they brought this in, whether it's yes or no. And that way the customer and staff member knows exactly what they've left here compared
So
to
I've got
what.
a full record of everything that's come in as part of that repair package.
That's exactly right. Yeah. Yeah. So now you go to the next, and this basically asks you what job you're carrying out. So I've just got the 10-point health check here. If I
Yep.
click on next, that will automatically list the 10 points that's included in this particular job,
Yep.
and that will print on the job card as well.
Okay.
I'm just going to select my customer here. A couple of other things. If you need to order stock in for this particular job, so let's just say I'll bring up an item here. Just going to go 5. Once I hit save on that, I just got to move the zoom screen. Oh, here we go. I can order that item in. Now, when I order that item in, we can actually track it back to the repair. So let's just say in 2 weeks' time, that order arrives in from a supplier invoice. That will automatically link it back to the repair and add the retail price of that item to the job.
Now, I know we're kind of jumping around here, but what if I don't do repairs, but the repair comes to me and I want to send it outside the business? Can you
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that as
it'll absolutely track external repairs as well.
right?
So even, courier information. So if you use Australia Post or whatever it might be, and you can set your retail prices accordingly based on either the courier or the repairer that does that job as well.
Now, it's fair to note that we developed the original repairs facilities when we were doing our work for jewelers.
Yeah,
We have hundreds of jewelers still using this software today. And so then we found it was also useful for bike shops. And then we found it was good for computer shops as well.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. And you're spot on. Like some of the things we've done for other industries, it's amazing how much of that sort of creeps into other industries as well.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Okay, what else do you want to show?
Look, that's specific functionality. Like, obviously, we've got a heap more. I didn't even show you loyalty, but we've got a lot of computer shops using what we call discount vouchers.
Yep.
So I'm just going to show you an example of what one can look like. But the reason I'm showing you this is a normal store will use the amount on the receipt, uh, I guess, to pass on an amount they can spend on their next purchase of a retail item.
Mhm.
In our computer shops, they actually use that amount towards their next service or repair of that.
Nice.
But essentially, you're forcing the customer to bring that particular item in to get repaired with you,
Yep.
and you're obviously getting that revenue from that as well. So you can see here, you can actually format the receipt to basically explain how the customer can use that.
And I guess the thing about computer shops is they're not like a supermarket, for example, where you're seeing people come in for a weekly shop or a pet shop where they're going for the weekly pet food. So with
Exactly.
the computer shop, they're infrequent visits. And so if you can do something to get them to either buy a product or service from you sooner, that's really what's trying to drive that loyalty.
Exactly right. Yeah.
So what about the AI tools? I mean, I
Yeah.
think they're
Save
pretty
the
exciting.
save the best till last.
Yeah.
So we'll go into the AI stuff. The first thing I did want to show you is the integration we've done with this online database called Barcode Lookup. I'll actually go back to that home screen. So just quickly, there's over 1 billion stock items that exist on this database.
It really is over
Um,
a billion, isn't it?
yeah, yeah, massive. And The beauty about this is I'm actually on the database now, but all of our customers don't actually have to access this. It's all linked directly into the software, and I'll show you how that's done. I'm just going to click on this mouse here. I'm just going to copy this barcode. So normally, if you've got a supplier invoice or adding an item in on the fly, as I said, you wouldn't need to go to that database. So I'm just going to scan this barcode at the point of sale. This screen here is basically saying, hey, I can't find that barcode in the system. What do you want to do with it?
Yep.
I'm just going to click on add and go through the stock item add wizard. So when I click on next, you'll see that it performs a quick little barcode lookup. Straight away, it's grabbed the description from
Yeah.
that online database for me.
So, sorry, just to be clear, from
Yep.
within the software, it's going out to that database, grabbing the details and bringing it in for you.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's bringing in
Oh,
descriptions, it's bringing in images, it's bringing in manufacturer, it's bringing in a couple of things as well. So let's just say I'm going to put this cost price at 19.95. One of our AI tools that our customers are loving is the AI pricing. So I can click on this if I'm unsure what to sell this product for, or if I want to see what competitors around my geographic location are selling that item for as well. It will give me three different price points. So you'll see here that the standard price for this item is 39.95. People are selling it at a discounted price for about 29.95. And then you can also get a premium price of about 49.95 as well.
and that premium might be because you're in a more remote location or, you've got stock available right away, there's no delay and things like that.
Exactly. Less of a, I guess, more of a destination shop rather than not. So, yeah, you can just basically select it, go through the wizard, click on next. As I said, it'll grab images. So if I click image, it's grabbed that one image. It's grabbed manufacturer. If I go to my web settings, if I click on web description, it's grabbed this, but look, I'm not happy with this, so I'm just going to delete this and show you our AI tool as far as generating a web description. So if I click on that, within a couple of seconds, that will get AI to basically describe this particular mouse in more detail.
Yep.
Really handy for, as I said, your web descriptions where you don't have the ability to have a salesperson online, obviously. So the more info you can put in this description about the item, the better chance you've probably got selling it.
And this description is more SEO friendly for when you link to a website and this data goes across, it's going to help the item be more easily found.
Exactly right. Yeah, correct.
Cool.
So yeah, happy with that. I click on web store item. If I click on finish, not only has that added that product into my database for the first time, but within a couple of minutes, it'll also show that on my online store as well, with a
Nice.
web description, with a web price, and with images as well.
Now, let's say I've got the item in there and I also have it linked to my website and I want to generate a blog post to promote the item.
Mm. Probably my favorite tool, to be honest. So we've got a stock item blog posts, obviously done by AI here. So look, if you're familiar with AI, you can adjust the prompts depending on how you want it to describe that
So the
particular
prompt
item.
is over here on the left-hand side. This is generate
Yeah,
bias.
yeah, correct, exactly. So that's a generic one. But if you wanted to describe it in a fun way or an informative way or whatever it might be, you can actually change that prompt over here.
Yep.
I'm just going to go add new. I'll find this particular gaming laptop here. So if it's got images, it'll bring the image across. And if I go generate blog post, again, within a couple of seconds, that will get AI to generate a blog post for me. Um, Really handy for if you want to emphasize certain products for the following week. If you work with suppliers or you might have agreements with, certain suppliers or whatever it might be, and you might have to sort of highlight their products. Really good way for Google to help customers find those products, I guess, quicker rather than just having it shown on your website.
Okay. And from there, from within the retailer software, we can then upload this blog post to our website.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, and the good thing about this is you can schedule these in as well. So we've got customers that might sit there one Sunday night for 20 minutes. They might schedule in their post for the following week, and you'll see here if you just change this publish date to
Right.
whatever date you want. So you can set one for each day for the following week. That will obviously publish on that date with an author as well. So you can put in your name there, and that will obviously have the author.
And
Uh,
our AI integrations are direct with ChatGPT and Gemini.
Yeah,
And so our customers can choose which of those platforms they would prefer to use.
absolutely correct.
That's fantastic. Okay,
Yeah.
anything else you think you want to show in the software for computer shops?
Look, just while we're on the AI stuff, the AI invoice import arrival. So basically, you can
Yeah.
come in here, and we've got AI import. So this allows you to, depending on what type of file it is, whether it's a PDF or other particular files, we can basically import those in using AI. So if I just click on one here, I'll just bring up a PDF invoice. So pretty standard across any industry. You've got your PDF version on the left-hand side here. If I get AI to analyze that file, it'll obviously send it across, bring it back real time essentially, and populate everything on this invoice on the left-hand side over to my grid on the right-hand side. Um, Now, anything in red means that item doesn't exist in my stock file.
Yep.
So with those items, you probably have to assign it, departments and or categories
Yep.
and probably give it a
Which I
retail
can do from
price.
here, can't I?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can go through individually and do that. Otherwise, you can do it in bulk just by setting all departments here. So let's just say these are all batteries. I can do that. You'll see here there's probably about, I don't know, 10 to 15 items there. Normally that would probably take me half an hour. With this AI import, it'd probably take me less than 5 minutes because I'm not typing in supplier stock codes, I'm not typing in descriptions, I'm not typing in how many are received, cost prices, and so forth.
Mhm. Excellent. That's fantastic. Uh,
Yeah.
and the AI tools that you're talking about, they're in the advanced and the ultimate versions of our software.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And you can see the inclusions of each package on our website here. If you just go to towersystems.com.au/pricing,
Excellent.
it's pretty clearly listed here what's included.
Okay. So look, let's just take a step back and talk generally about the software for computer shops.
Yep.
Um, so when computer shops are signing up for the software, it's rented. It's rented on a monthly basis. There's no
Yeah, it
lock-in
is.
contract.
Yep.
And we're typically suggesting they take 1 or 2 days of training.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
And let's say 6 months down the track, they want to learn more about the software. We've got an awesome knowledge base. We've also got our AI-driven chatbot that has got excellent knowledge. And we've got about 140 or 150 training videos that are up to date that they can watch anytime too.
Spot on. Yeah. So depending on, like, we've got customers that prefer to watch a video, we've got customers that prefer to read a step-by-step guide.
Yep.
Every basis is covered really. And just back to the onboarding, if you're coming from a previous system, the data conversion is included in that as well. So we'll bring across your customer and stock info as far as, that way you're not manually re-entering in all that data.
Okay. So the pitch, if somebody wants to find out about the software for computer shops, it's going to be sales@towersystems.com.au
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
or
Yep.
1300 662 957. Do you
Yeah.
happen to have the New Zealand toll-free number there?
No, I don't know. But if you just go to our website, all the numbers are listed there.
Yep. Okay. So certainly, look, people can reach out to us. I'm going to give you the New Zealand number. It is 0800 444 367. How about that?
There you go. Yep.
Okay. All right. Anything else at all? For
No, no, I think we've nailed it. Yep.
cool. Thank you.
Thanks.